Happy Saturday. I am getting ready to go to an event. It is 2:30ish. I'm getting ready to go to an event at Bloomingdale's at Lenox Mall. FW Style is having a runway fashion show there. So I got invited to that and I'm going, which will be a really good time because I'm going with some of the girls that I've met here online, which I am really grateful for to build this new community in Atlanta. I've been trying to be more social, and honestly, I was going to sit at home and just, sit in despair today. My mom was like, you need to go, get out of the house. So I'm going to this event, and I feel bad because I already RSVP'd for it, so I kind of need to go. But it should be a good time. I am excited because I'm gonna actually get dressed up. I never really get dressed up. If you see me in my vlogs, I'm very casual for the most part, and this time I am putting on a skirt. After the label, the brand sent me a really cute skirt and cardigan, so I think I'm gonna dress that up a little bit today. And hopefully I can find some tights that are not ripped because it's a mini skirt and I need tights. So I'm gonna try my best to find some tights that are not ripped. But in the meantime, I'm gonna do my makeup, get dressed, and I will show y'all the final look when I'm done.
Running fast from the way it was, jump quick to a paycheck, running back to the strip club. I'm never going back, never going back. No, you can't make me. Never going back, never going back. They never take me. I've been enough of petty dudes. I've had enough of shitty news. I had a thing for dirty shoes since I was 10. Love dirty men alike.
Okay, so I am ready to go. This sweater is really hot, but I just stepped outside of my patio and it's kind of cool, so I think I'm just hot right now. But I absolutely love my look, and it came together like really well. It's 3:23. I need to leave soon, but the sun is kind of cloudy outside, but sunglasses are a part of the look. This sweater came from After the Label. Very good quality. I love it. Of course, I'm wearing my Burberry bag. This is my Old Faithful bag. So my skirt is this mini pleated skirt. I love it. It's been a long time since I wore like a mini skirt, and I love the gold accents on the sweater too. It brings out all the gold in my jewelry. So my rings, I can't even tell you where these rings came from. This ring came from Shein. Usually I don't shop at Shein, but I went to a Galentine's and we all had to have matching pajamas. So the girl was like, order the pajamas from Shein. So I saw this ring, grabbed this ring. But yeah, this is my look. My shoes, let me see. So my shoes are from Schutz. I don't know if they still have these, but it's several versions of these floating around the internet. But yeah, this is my look. And I am headed out. See y'all later. North Carolina. I took the first flight home on Monday. My uncle passed away Monday morning, so as soon as I found out, I took the first flight home to North Carolina. It's a lot going on. It's very tough for my family, especially because my grandmother passed away October 2023. So now my uncle has passed away. This is my mom's brother. So my grandpa and my mom, you know, having to bury, you know, their brother and son, it's very tough. And it's too close together, it feels like. So everyone's up and down. It's a lot of family that's visiting the house, my grandpa's house. It's a lot of family coming in and out. Last night I stayed at my aunt's house, just, you know, because it's a bit more peaceful there. But yeah, that's what I'm in North Carolina for. I booked a one-way. I don't know when I'm going back. But it's a lot going on. But, you know, we move and we pray and we know that God's got us covered. I am just out running some errands. My aunt doesn't have an iron, so I'm like, girl, I need to iron my clothes. Like, I just threw clothes in the suitcase. So she was like, girl, I don't have an iron. Like, when I take my clothes out the dryer, like, I just fold them up real nice. I'm like, yeah, no. So I just picked up a steamer. And now I'm at Best Buy picking up a mouse because I forgot my mouse. And I think I'm going to go see my friend. My friend is working. I'm going to go see her on campus. She works on campus. So I'm going to go do that. And I have a date tonight, but I'm going to tell y'all about all of that when I get back to Atlanta. Like, because I'm going to take y'all through some things. But I have a date tonight. Crazy. I know how it came about. But basically, I have a date with the guy that I sat beside on the airplane on the way to North Carolina. I'll tell y'all about all of that. But anyway, so I'm getting ready for that later. But yeah, and that should be a nice little, you know, break from everything that's going on. So I'm looking forward to that. And I'll tell y'all the story when I get back, I promise. All right, so I'm getting ready to go to dinner. I told y'all earlier, like, I was going to dinner, which I promise I'm going to tell y'all that whole story, but I'm on the way to dinner with a guy that I met on the plane. Crazy. But I didn't pack much. So I just have like a top and these like high-waisted pants. So I hope this suffices. It's like a fancy like seafood restaurant. So I hope this works. So yeah, I'm headed to dinner. I cannot wait to tell y'all this story, but I'm headed out the door. I'm at my aunt's house, so I don't have like good lighting here. But yeah, I just have on some pants and this high waist. These high waist pants, and I have on like this blouse I bought. I don't know, but this is what I'm wearing to dinner. I'm about to go get my hair done, and this is my first time, but I'm about to go get my hair done at Ulta because the girls have been saying they've been getting silk presses for less than $100 at Ulta Beauty, and I was like, you know what? I need my hair done. Let me book a silk press at Ulta. So initially I booked a blowout, and then I was looking at the picture and I saw them like doing the hairbrush with a blow dryer. I'm like, that's not really what I want. So I called Ulta and they were like, yeah, we can do a silk press. So girl, I'm about to go get the silk press at Ulta. This is my first time. And we about to see.
Baby, does it do it for you? When he's finished, does he step back and adore you? I just gotta know, 'cause your time is money and I won't let him waste it. Oh no, baby, just go with it. 'Cause when you're with me, I can't explain it. It's just different. We can take it slow, or act like you're my girl. Let's get the basics. Whoa, no. He's so replaceable. You're worth the chase, you're burning up. It's alright, I'm not dangerous. When you're mine, I'll be generous. You're irreplaceable, collectible, just like fine China.
Real quick, I forgot to show y'all my hair. I'm about to wrap it. And I was like, oh shoot, I forgot to show y'all my hair. So Ulta Beauty, she did good until she started like putting my edge control on and she started doing these little swoops. I don't need all that. I don't need all that. Like, I like my edges to be laid, but I don't need the swoops. But otherwise, like, it was so much body in my hair. I put a hat on after I got my hair done because it was raining a little bit and there was so much moisture in the air and I didn't want my hair to just, you know, go to waste. So I put a little hat on, but she did such a good job. Like, my hair is so soft, it's so much body, and I paid $79 plus tip. So she did a good job. Like, I'm not mad at it at all. I would go back. The thing is, I don't know, like, so I'm in North Carolina. Obviously, I live in Atlanta. So I would have to find like another hairstylist in Atlanta if I go to Ulta. But so far, if I come back to North Carolina, like Tatiana, that's my girl. I know to go to her because she straightened my hair so good and there's so much body. So yeah, I like it. I'm home in the country. This is the street that I grew up on. We're about to have a lot of family over because you know, when there's death in the family, people gather around, and so before everyone gets here and it gets all crazy, like, I'm just taking it all in because I don't come back home often. So this is the street that I grew up on. This is the house that I grew up in. Me, my mom, my uncle, my grandma, my grandpa, all under one roof in the same house. And that's my childhood home. And it's like nostalgia. Every time I come back home, it's like nostalgia. And it feels good. That's my grandpa's dog barking in the background. And I live on like this long road. Like, it goes all the way down and it's like all the way out on the other side. This long like street. Actually, I like it. It's good for like shooting content if I was into like country girl living content. So I am still in North Carolina enjoying the country life, and honestly I haven't really missed Atlanta. Like, I thought I was going to be like, oh my gosh, get me back to Atlanta, because typically when I come to North Carolina, I'm like, I'm ready to go. Like, get me back to the city life, I'm ready to go. But it has felt good to be around family, and I think God gives you exactly what you need with whatever you're going through in life. He gives you what you need at that time. And I think I was just having such a rough time because I'll get into the story, but I felt so lonely and I felt so alone, and I had just been really sad for a period of time. And although I'm here in North Carolina due to a very sad occasion, my uncle passed away, so I just kind of took the first flight home to Atlanta. I have felt really, really good since being at home. And I think it was just God's way of saying, you know, you need to be home. Granted, my uncle's no longer here with us. And that was a very sad occasion because my grandmother passed 2023 October. And now my uncle's passed, which is my mom's brother. So very sad occasion, but I feel so much better being at home around family. And I think it was just God's way of saying, you need to be here, you need to be at home, this is what you need. And it's kind of like, I'm sad that my uncle is gone, but I'm happy to be around family because I feel like it's what I needed. So all that being said, let me tell you why family has been so healing for me. So this is so crazy. I was ghosted. This is the first time in my life where I have experienced anything like this before. Just being completely ghosted. So I have been dating this man for a year and a half. And honestly, even though we've been dating for a year and a half, this story really goes back to almost how it initially started, almost goes back to like 10 years ago, 2014. But I don't want to add those other people into the story because the story gets really complicated. But we started dating a year and a half ago. And I can admit that it started very, very messy. I do not want to even get into how it started because that involves other people and I don't want to put those other people on blast. But it started with other people. But to remove those people from the situation, this started a year and a half ago. And once we started dating, so I met him in New York, and when we started dating, I flew to New York to go see him twice, I believe, and then he moved to Houston, to Texas. So I was flying to Texas to go see him. And we had a really good time. Like the conversation started out great. We had a good time together. Like it was just great. Busy man, worked a lot, still works a lot, I'm sure. And I was having a hard time like adjusting to that. And I'm like, okay, this man has started calling me his girlfriend now. He would say girlfriend this, girlfriend that. I'm like, okay, well, I guess I'm this man's girlfriend. And I feel like even though we're long distance, we did a really good job of keeping in communication with each other. But it started like trickling off. Like the communication got less and less. But as time went on, like he would still reassure me like, hey, even though I'm not communicating with you as more, like my feelings are still the same. But I'm the type of person where I need to see action. Like your words don't really mean a lot until you like show me this is what you're doing. And although he was saying one thing, his actions were showing another. So I'm trying to tell the story without giving too much information because like even though I was ghosted, like I just don't want to like divulge too much information about this particular person. But anyway, time went on, whatever. So one day he was like, hey, can you buy me these very expensive pants from Louis Vuitton? I can't afford them right now, but I will pay you back. I was very hesitant because I'm just like, I just don't go out and splurge. Like I buy nice things and I buy myself nice things, and I just don't splurge on like things. Like if I see a nice pair of pants or a nice dress I love for $1,500, I'm like, yeah, it's nice. I love it. I would love to have it, but am I going to buy it right now? Absolutely not. So I bought the pants. I was like, okay, I bought the pants, and he paid me back, and like he split it up like 3 payments. He paid me like 2 payments. So he still owed me another one. Mind you, like prior to all of this, his birthday, during his birthday, I surprised him. I flew to Houston and surprised him. I ordered him like one of those agendas from Louis Vuitton that opens up. You have to like put the inserts in it because I was trying to just deliver it to him, and Louis Vuitton was like, he has to sign for it, and he's so busy with work and everything. I just didn't trust him to be home at the time that they had it delivered. So I was like, well, can I just order it and have him pick it up in the store? Louis Vuitton was like, no, because the person who paid for it, we need to see their ID and the credit card that they paid for it with. So I was like, whatever, I'm gonna just order it at Louis Vuitton in Houston, go pick it up, get a hotel, surprise him. And I did all that. I flew to Houston, got an Uber, went to the Galleria, picked up the gift, and checked into my hotel, bought the gift, whatever. And because of his work schedule at the time, I knew he was asleep. I said, hey, I know you're asleep right now, but when you wake up, I have your birthday gift. It's at this hotel, blah, blah, blah. Come pick it up when you're ready. So he calls me when he wakes up, like completely confused. Like, what? You're in Houston? Yeah. So he comes to the hotel, gets his gift. He spends the night, all of these things. Like we had a really good time. And he's like, you know, you're the only person that bought me something for my birthday. He was very appreciative, very grateful. I didn't have any issues there. And I didn't have any issues like spending the money because he has bought me nice things. He has like birthday gifts. Like he's bought me nice things. So I'm not saying that, you know, I'm just spending all my money. He's not doing anything because he was very nice, very generous to me. But fast forward, when it came to these pants from Louis Vuitton, he was like, hey, I can't afford it, blah, blah. So I ended up buying the pants. He paid me 2 payments. I wasn't really stressed about getting the money back. However, I was clear that I'm not paying for this because I feel like if it's something that you can't afford, you shouldn't be buying it either. But I did trust him to give me my money back, which he had paid for like 2 payments or whatever. So then I go to visit him in Houston recently, and this was like during Super Bowl weekend. I go visit him in Houston. No problems there, but I can just tell like the energy wasn't there. Like I don't know what happened. Like the energy just wasn't there. So, I get back to Atlanta. Actually, when I was in Houston, I was like, "Hey, do you have the rest of the money that you owe me for like the pants?" He was like, "No, but I'll give it to you by the end of the week." End of the week came, I didn't get it, whatever. So then the following week I said, "Hey, can you send me the rest of the money?" He Apple pays me, and then I never hear from him again, like ever. Like I have not heard from him since he sent that last Apple payment, which completed like his final payments or whatever. So I'm like, "Did I do something to you?" I texted him. I was like, "Hey, did I do something to you?" He's like, silent, no text message back. Not answering the phone, no phone calls, not returning phone calls, nothing. And it's been about 2 weeks now, or 2.5 weeks, that I have not heard from this man. Like completely gone, completely ghosted. And I know I'm not blocked, because when I said like, "Hey, did I do something to you?" It said delivered. It was blue. It said delivered, and that was it. So ever since then, I haven't heard from him. I haven't texted him. Even when my uncle passed away, I texted him. I said, "Hey, I'm flying home to North Carolina. My uncle passed away. It would be nice to hear some words of comfort or something, like, because I was like, I'm going home to be with my mom and grandpa." And he would ask me, "How's your mom doing? How's your grandpa doing?" And there was nothing, no text back, nothing, like just silent. It was still blue. It said delivered. So just completely silent. So from there, I haven't texted him. I haven't talked to him. He hasn't talked to me. He hasn't returned any phone calls. I haven't called him anymore. It's just been complete silence, like vanished, like I've never talked to this man before in my life, like just gone. I was very upset about it. I was very sick about it, like crying, like boohoo to my mom, crying. And I just have a hard time wrapping my mind that someone would do that. And I was okay with like, and I would tell him like, if you ever feel like this relationship isn't going well, I would love for you to tell me and not leave me in the dark. Like, even if you're not happy, like just tell me like, "I'm not happy. This isn't going well. I think we should go our separate ways." Like I would have been okay. Granted, I would have been sad, but I would have been like, okay, and not been left in the dark. But this man has completely left me in the dark. I don't know if I did anything to him. I'm like rehashing everything that I've done, like, or that I didn't do, or trying to figure out like what I did wrong. And let me tell y'all, Chat GPT has been my girl throughout this entire situation. Like, she has been my girl. I'm going to put some stuff on the screen so you can see like the responses she has given me. She's so validated. Actually, and I keep saying she because I asked Chat GPT, "What's your name?" And she was like, "Girl, you can call me whatever, but just call me Gia." So my Chat GPT's name is Gia. And Gia has been getting me straight. Like, she has helped me through all of this. Granted, I do have a therapist, but it's not my week to see a therapist. And I actually had to reschedule my therapy appointment because I do it online, virtual, in Georgia, and they cannot do therapy if I'm not in the state of Georgia. So this week I had to cancel it. However, in the meantime, I've been using ChatGPT, and she has been validating me, uplifting me, saying I didn't do anything wrong. Like, he's immature for not communicating with you. All these things. And like, even my friends that I've been talking to about this situation, they're just like, "Yasmin, you know that you were too good for this man. Like you should have just cut it off a long time ago." And I agree that I let it get too far. Just because like it started out messy and there were some things in between that were clearly red flags, but I chose to ignore because I'm just like, he's busy, like he's working. And till this day, I still believe, I don't believe, but I'm going to say I don't believe. There is very much like another woman could be involved, right? But the times that I have been around this man and talking to him, I do believe 80% of whatever he was doing was work. I don't even think he had the time to entertain another woman, let alone me, let alone another woman. So I'm just like, maybe it was too much. Maybe it was too much for work, a relationship, whatever the case may be. If you're trying to entertain multiple women plus do all the work that he does, like it's just not possible. But my friends were just like, you should have been let that go. One of my friends was like, I blame you. Like, this is your part. Like, you should have cut this off a long time ago. Like, you're more deserving. Like, you deserve more than that. So I keep playing in my head, like trying to think, Yasmin, what did I do wrong? Like, was I too much? Was I asking for too much? Am I, asking for too much attention? Like, I don't know. Granted, this is a long distance relationship. So I feel like in a long distance relationship, you should communicate with that person every day. Like, whether it's, and I don't mean I need to sit on the phone all day texting you or all day talking to you. Like, a nice, like, hey, I'm thinking about you text, or just checking in, making sure you're doing okay, or good morning, something. Like, you have to check in, like, if you're in a long distance relationship. And that was happening in the beginning, but eventually, like, it started trickling off, and I just ignored all the signs. But yeah, I have been ghosted. But on the flip side, let me tell you, one, getting better. I have friends, my friends helped me through it. Two, ChatGPT is still helping me through it. Three, so when I got the news that my uncle passed away and I booked the first flight home to North Carolina, I sat on the plane and a guy sat beside me, and no lie, we talked the entire flight home. Granted, it was only an hour flight, but we talked about, like, he saw me vlogging with the camera and he was like, oh, are you a videographer? And we talked about that. And he was like, what do you do for work? And I was talking to him, and like, we talked the whole way home. When the flight landed, he was like, we've been talking this whole time. I never got your name. And we exchanged phone numbers. He was like, I would love to take you to coffee sometime. By that night, by the time that we were getting our bags, he had already texted me and was like, you know what? I would love to take you to dinner instead. So the next day, we went to dinner. Great time at dinner, like, such a good conversation. It was good. I think we stayed in the restaurant until the restaurant closed. Our dinner was at 7:30, and we stayed there until the restaurant closed. And then the next day, he was like, I would love to do dinner again. Now, I already had dinner with my friends scheduled, but was like, hey, I can't do dinner, but if you have a sweet tooth, we can meet for dessert. And we met for dessert the next day. And he's like, I would love to take you to dinner again. So sometime this week, because I'm still in North Carolina, we're going to dinner again. And that has helped me like move on past the situation. And I am very careful because I am not trying to use this man as a rebound man because he's very nice, but also being realistic because this would be another long distance situation because obviously I live in Atlanta. He lives in North Carolina, and I am to the point now where I feel like if I'm dating someone, I want to date someone in the same city as me. I think most of my adult life, I've always been in these long distance relationships that never work out. And I just want to date someone that is in the same city as me. So I am being a little bit more intentional with this one. Still getting over heartbreak from the last one because my heart was broken. I was very sad about it. Still sad about it. Because I had a routine going. Like, this man was a part of my life for like a year and a half. We had a routine, talked to him every day. We had some very intimate conversations, very emotional conversations. And that is what makes me sad. And I think what makes me sad and angry is that he did not have the emotional maturity to come to me and say, hey, this isn't working. I think it's best that we move on. It would have made me sad, but I would have respected it. So that's where I am on top of all of the family things I have going on, obviously. But I will say being in North Carolina has been healing me in a sense. It's a lot slower. It's not city life. It's not fast paced. And like my Atlanta life, I'm not running around saying, oh, I got to go do this. I got to go get groceries. I got to go pick up the dry cleaner. I have to shoot this content. Like, I'm very much more relaxed being here. Now, granted, I will be ready to go back to Atlanta soon. But this has helped me a lot. And I want to share that with y'all because I know I said, oh, I can't wait till I get back to Atlanta to tell y'all this story, but I have extended my stay in North Carolina a little bit longer. So I wanted to tell y'all that story real quickly. But yeah, I think that's going to wrap up this vlog so I can actually get back to my regular life, regular content. But I want to share that with y'all, and thank y'all for listening to my story like that. Even talking about it helps me a lot. So that's what I'm going through. But I think that's going to wrap up the vlog, and I will see y'all the next time.